Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts. Today I'm doing a little bit of a different type of video for you guys. This is my 5 ways to improve the Gotham series finale episode. Now, full disclosure, I overall enjoyed the episode. My reaction is up on the channel. You guys can go watch it. Overall enjoyed this episode, but I feel there are certain things they could have done to vastly improve this episode and make me go from overall pretty good to holy shit, this is phenomenal. That is a way to end a series. And I feel like with these changes, this episode could have went from good in my personal opinion to holy shit. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, if you love the episode, that is great. I overall enjoyed it. But if you disagree with me or agree, I just hope you enjoyed the video. Anyways, guys, I'm done rambling. Let's get into now my 5 ways to improve the Gotham series finale episode. Here we go. Number 1, this episode should have been a 2-part finale. Now, people have been saying this since the episode aired because this episode had a lot to do because of the 10-year time jump. They first of all had to establish all the characters again. Where are they at now after 10 years have passed in Gotham? And number 2, they had to set up some sort of story to connect Bruce Wayne, who has now come back to Gotham, with Jim Gordon and all this kind of stuff, and setting up Batman is now in Gotham. They had a lot to do, and with a 42, 43, 44 minute long episode, it just was a lot to do. So if this was a 2-parter finale instead of this 1-part episode to kind of close everything out, they would have had a lot more time to properly set up a story, properly reset up these characters and show where they're at now in their lives 10 years later, and possibly include more characters into the mix and make it feel like it's a nice closure, because some of the story and some of the parts of this episode felt really rushed because they had no time to take to really set a lot of things up properly. So they had to keep go, 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 go. And I honestly hate the fact that it feels rushed, because maybe to you, it wasn't rushed. But to me, it felt like at parts, man, they're kind of skipping out on a lot of things that really could establish the 10-year time jump more properly. But they have to get to the story. They have to get to the fact that Mr. J is going to kidnap young Barbara Gordon, young Batgirl. And we have to somehow incorporate Batman, but not really show him for some reason in the mix. There's a lot of things they were trying to juggle, and unfortunately the episode to some people just fell flat. I mean, the reason why I really made this video is because my mom, who's been watching the show since day one, I didn't tell her to watch it because I was against it at first. I grew to love it over time. She's like, I saw the finale, and honestly it was underwhelming. It was really underwhelming for her, and she felt like it wasn't a satisfying conclusion. And to me, that shows that, hey, this episode wasn't for everybody. But anyways, that is my first reason, or first way, whatever. Number 2, more Batman. Now, I probably shouldn't have to say this, but I will. All the things about the list now and continuing on in the rest of the video is based off if this actually was a 2-part finale versus the 1-part finale we actually got. But anyways, more Batman. Now, I know that's easy to say, and when I said this about there should have been more Batman in the finale when I was doing my review of the actual finale, people are saying, well, there's probably some character rights and some issues to where they probably couldn't show a lot of Batman in it anyway, so that's why he was hidden in the shadows and they really didn't show him until the very last second. Sometimes I believe that, and other times I don't believe that at all. I feel like if they really wanted to properly show us that Batman is now in Gotham, they should have showed him fighting some thugs. They should have showed what actually happened when he went after Riddler and the Penguin, besides just little shadows and the cape draping over and blocking the view of the limo, and then showing the aftermath of what happened. They should have shown those bits and pieces. And if this was a 2-part finale and we included more characters, like say Scarecrow, Mr. Freeze, Firefly, whatever, we could see him interacting with those characters or possibly even mini fights with them. This show has had a lot of action throughout the years, and Bruce Wayne has had a lot of action on this show, and now he's actually Batman and you don't show it? That feels like it's a huge waste, because they actually gave a pretty solid Batman suit and we hardly see it until the very end of the episode. Take a look at some of these pictures that were posted by the actress who portrayed Selena Kyle in the finale of Gotham, and you see a really good look at the suit here. They made this suit, but yet they barely show it in the episode. If they wanted to be more mysterious of showcasing Batman, they could have showed fight sequences with some thugs, like I mentioned, or the takedown of Penguin and Riddler that actually happened in the finale, or fighting another villain entirely. But if they wanted to be more mysterious and kind of hide that, they could have shot it similarly to what they did in Titan Season 1 finale, showcasing that fight. Now, yes, this fight's a little bit more brutal, but we've seen Bruce plenty of times fighting in the show, and now we have a Batman suit and you don't show him fighting. It's a little bit ridiculous, and this could have just gave more screen time to seeing Batman in Gotham and setting up that the Cape Crusader, the Dark Knight, is in the city now. It would have been phenomenal. Number 3, Bruce and Alfred conversations / scenes. Now, this could be considered in number 2, but that was talking about specifically Batman. I'm talking about Bruce Wayne. Now, there was a stunt double in the Batman suit, and the only time we saw actually Batman in the final shot, that was David's face in the suit. But what they could have easily done is frame it in a way to where we don't see Bruce's face. We hear David's voice, maybe a little bit modulated to make him sound a little bit older like he was in the Batman suit, because that actually was David, the actor who was portrayed Bruce Wayne, doing the voice of Batman in those moments in the finale. But they could have framed it to where we're seeing Bruce maybe sitting in a chair angled in a certain way to where we know it's Bruce Wayne, but we don't see him, and he's having a scene with Alfred. Or maybe he's in the bat suit in the Batcave maybe, and he's talking to Alfred, because we kept hearing Alfred talk about Bruce, but we never saw them interact once in the entire episode. And I feel like that was a huge, just a huge missed opportunity, because that relationship they've been building throughout this entire show with Bruce and Alfred is so beautiful. It's perfect. And I just feel they could have at least had one scene in the actual episode itself. But with this two-parter idea, I think they could have had a couple of small sequences or one big scene where Alfred's talking to Bruce, and just don't show his face. Just have the voice, frame it a certain way. It would have been great regardless of how they did it. But just, they should have included that in the mix. Number 4, highlighting more villains. Now, I'm not saying that they should have included all the other villains we've seen throughout the years in the episode in some sort of story, but maybe have a couple of moments where, like a montage, if you will, of different villains that were not showcased in the actual finale, like Scarecrow, Mr. Freeze, Firefly, even Bane. Just a couple of those villains maybe seeing Batman, or maybe hearing about him, or maybe villains in passing who have met throughout the series, like running into each other and talking about there's somebody in Gotham taking down villains, something to where they're discussing the fact that something is changing in Gotham now, something like that. I think that would have been really cool, because I mean, it's been 10 years. Where's Mr. Freeze at now? Like, where's Scarecrow at? Like, we saw Scarecrow in the beginning of season 5, never saw him again. We didn't see Mr. Freeze at all in season 5, so where's he at? Like, I would just love to have known that. And the fact is, with it being only one part, a one episode closing, we didn't have that time to really dive in and see where those characters are at now. So with a 2-part, they could have highlighted them a little bit in the episode to kind of show us where they're at and the shift in Gotham and what they're going to be doing to possibly fight back against the Batman. Number 5. Now, I'm including 2 things in this, which is small details and consistency with the 10-year time jump. Now, the first thing, small details. I'll list 2 things here. Number 1, Jim Gordon had a mustache for 2 very small scenes, and then he shaves it. Are you kidding me? To me, that's like a slap in the face. Well, at least a little bit it does. Because, understandably, young Jim Gordon, before he's a commissioner, he should be clean-shaven. Okay, fine, I'll roll with it. But then we get to a 10-year time jump, and the first thing we see after the 10-year time jump title card is the mustache, and then he shaves it. Are you kidding me? You should have allowed him to have that throughout the entire episode. It makes the character look different. He's went through a change. He has the mustache. I just think it would have been a better overall thing to see Jim Gordon look a little bit different in the 10-year time jump, and that kind of ties into the consistency, the second part of this 5. Number 2, now look at this image right here. This was posted by the actress who portrayed Selena Kyle in the finale of Gotham, and this is, I guess, her stunt double. No cat ears. Are you kidding me? It's been 10 years since Bruce left Gotham, and within those 10 years, Catwoman, Selena Kyle, has not put cat ears on her suit. Are you kidding me? That is ridiculous. That is seriously insane. Yeah, it's a small little gripe, but come on. It would have been so cool to see this character, even though it's a different actress, because the original actress wanted to opt out and not be in the finale for her own reasons, and that's okay. But come on, give us that small detail. It would have added so much more to that small sequence. And if it's a 2-part finale in this case that I'm discussing here, we would have seen more of her in that suit, hopefully. So, come on, cat ears. Now, consistency with the 10-year time jump. Some of you are going to be saying, holy crap, you are nitpicking very hard, and that's okay. But I feel like I have to address it and say it here. Okay, some characters in the 10-year time jump look different in that 10-year time jump, but others don't. It makes no sense to me. Like, if I look back 10 years ago of me in pictures, I look way different than I do now. Like, I don't look like myself back then. It's kind of crazy. So you're telling me that some of these characters decided to stay the same within 10 years. Lucius Fox doesn't look any different. Lee doesn't look any different. Jim Gordon, after shaving the mustache, still looks the same. Bullock still looks the same. But then you look at Barbara Keene, she has the red hair. She looks vastly different with that hair. It is hair, but it is a major difference. And also looking at Alfred, yes, he looks just like Alfred from 10 years ago, but he looks a little bit different. He looks a little older, and it looks like it works. And of course, with the different actress for Selena Kyle, she does look different. Okay, she does look older. And of course, Mr. J, he looks vastly different than the last time we saw him as well, but that was due to other things, but still, he looks different. And Penguin looks different. Riddler doesn't really look much different, so there's that. I mean, I just feel like if you're going to do a 10-year time jump, all your major characters you're going to have in the episode needs to look somewhat different, because to me, nobody in their right mind is going to look exactly the same as they did 10 years ago to now. So if you're doing a 10-year time jump, if you're going to change some of the characters, all of them have to have some sort of difference, some sort of change to make them look different, because 10 years has passed. Things have happened. Like, things in their lives have changed. They would look different. That's just me. So there you have it, guys. That is my 5 ways to improve the Gotham series finale episode. What did you guys think of my list? Let me know in the comment section below. If you loved the episode they gave you, that is fine. I overall enjoyed it, and you know, it's bittersweet the show is over, but for me, I wanted to do this and kind of switch it up and make a little bit of a different video. But if you guys enjoyed the video, that is great. But if you disagree with me completely and say all the reasons I listed was crap and it's great the way it ended, that's fine. That's perfectly fine, because at the end of the day, Gotham was not a Batman show, but Batman is now in Gotham. You did a 10-year time jump to introduce Batman. Maybe you should have did things differently in order to make it a proper send-off, at least in my personal opinion, instead of feeling rushed and kind of cramming all the stuff in because you only have one episode. They should have reworked it and made it a 2-part finale. But there you have it, guys. That's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.